I'm going to teach you some addition strategies to increase your mental math ability and your number sense. Because we're heading into processes and math problems that take longer to solve, sometimes it's really important to be able to solve basic problems mentally. And if you have one strategy that you use every time, probably regrouping, you probably get frustrated along the way. So I want to take a couple minutes to show you some things you can do mentally to increase your ability to add and to make you have more number sense so that you can easily identify when an answer that you have is wrong. Let's get started. The first thing that you have to do in order to show you have number sense and really understand addition is to be able to add the true values of a number. Please don't think that I'm requiring you to do this each time you add. I want to make you aware of this strategy so that it can help you understand what it is you're doing when you're adding. If I were to add 913 plus 129, I may think that 3 plus 9 is 12, and I may even make the mistake of carrying a 1 and saying 1 plus 1 plus 2. The problem with that is this is not a 1. This is a 10, and this is not a 2. This is a 20. And just simply saying those numbers helps us know if our answers are close. So if I were to add this problem and use this mental math strategy, something like this would probably happen in my head. Well, I know 900 and 100 is 1,000. And I know 10 and 20 makes 30. And 3 and 9 makes 12. And I would be able to add these in my head to get 1,042. Now again, that doesn't mean if you added and regrouped you're going to get it wrong. It just means that this is another way to add. This is using the true values of a number. Let's try it with this one. 80 plus 90 is 170. And 5 plus 7 is 12. So 182 is the correct answer. Here's one with decimals. If I think about true values, I know this is 12 cents and this is 50 cents. And 12 cents and 50 cents makes 62 cents. And $3 and $9 makes $12. And this is $40. So because I know the true value of it, I know this is how you write $40, 52.62 is the answer. Using true values will help you when you're adding decimals. If I said, what is 3 plus 1 and 2/10? Well, I could say 3 plus 1 is 4. So the answer is 4 and 2/10. This one says, what is 14 plus 5 and 75/100? 14 plus 5 is 19 and 75/100. Thinking about the true values of the numbers will help us from making mistakes where we don't line up our decimals. Alright, this is probably the one I use the most when adding things on my grocery bill or figuring out how much money my kids need for different activities. Add the easy ones and then remember what you changed. I don't know what it's called. It doesn't really need a name. It just is another way to do it. If someone were to ask me, what's 37 and 45? My response to them might be, well, I don't know 37 plus 45 like that, but I know that 40 plus 45 is 85. And since I had to add 3 right here to change this to 40, I'm going to subtract 3 from my answer. So because I did plus 3 right here, I'm going to do minus 3 in the answer. 19 plus 19 plus 19. Some people might say, well, multiplication is faster. Some people might say, well, you could stack them up and figure out what 9 plus 9 plus 9 is. And you're right, all this strategy would work. My personal strategy would be to do 20 plus 20 plus 20 is 60. And because I added 1 each time, I'm going to subtract those extras from the answer. So it's really going to be 57. So I added the easy ones, I turned them easy, and then I remembered what I changed and took it off in the answer. Let's try this one. 319 plus 414. Well, I can't do that in my head, but I know that 400 plus 414 is 814. I needed these two to get to 400, so I'll take 2 off of this and make 812. So, change it to an easy problem and then remember what you changed. Whatever you added to make an easy problem, subtract it off the answer. Making a 10. There are many ways to make a 10. Very quickly, these are things that should be able to pop into your head. A 1 and a 9, a 2 and an 8, a 3 and a 7, a 4 and a 6, a 5 and a 5. So 5 different ways to make a 10. So in order to identify this, I might just circle my 10s. Here is a 5 and a 5, which is a 10 for brown. And then I have a 7 and a 3. And then I have an 8 and a 2. Because I used 3 colors, then my answer is 30 plus the 9. So 39 is the answer for making that 10. A whole list of numbers made easy because of 10. Let's try it over here. I'm adding 33 and 47 and 25. Well, I know that this is a 10, and this is 30, and this is 40, and this is 20. So I can count by 10s. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 5. Making a 10 is another strategy that may help you add larger numbers. Making a 10 is a strategy that would help you do things mentally. Compensation. This is very similar to make it easy and then take it off the end. Compensation just does both of them in the problem, and either one will work. So, we may say, what's 35 plus 49? I don't know 35 plus 49, but I know I could do it if this was a 50. In order to get this a 50, I need 1. So I might take 1 from here and make this 50. This is now 34 plus 50. So 84 is my answer. Again, this is just like the other strategy, it's just that we're taking it from the problem so I don't have to do anything in the answer. 192 plus 419. Well, I know if this was 200, it would be easier. And I know if this were 420, it would be easier. I choose to make this 200. Choosing either one is fine. In order for this to be 200, I need 8. So if I take 8 from this, it's 411. And now I'm doing 200 plus 411. It works with decimals as well. If I have 6/10, I know that I need 4 more dimes or 4 more tenths to make $1. So if I take this off and move it to just 19, then this becomes this extra $1. So I could make $1 and then still have this $6. And now my answer, or my problem, is 6 plus 1 plus 19. And again, I could do 7 and then add 19. But if I group 1 and 19 to make 20, then I see my answer is 26. All right, let's see how you did. Maybe you didn't know what 95 plus 72 was, but you knew that 100 plus 72 was 172. Because I added 5 here, I'm going to subtract 5 here. So my answer would be 167. Maybe you used whole values. 95 plus 72. 90 plus 70 is 160, and 5 plus 2 is 7. 167 either way. 816 plus 499. Compensation would work well for this because we could make this 500. And in order to make this 500, I would have to take 1 from this. So this would be 815 plus 500. And the answer would be 1,315. This one, I would read 12 plus 2 and 7/10. Simply reading it with the true values helps me see that I'm going to add 12 plus 2 and get 14 and 7/10. This one I wrote in words, so it would force you to say it correctly. 3 plus 9 and 7/10. 3 plus 9 is 12 and 7/10. This one you might choose to make a 10. 6 and 4 make a 10. 3 and 7 make a 10. 10, 20, 8. Hopefully you have some strategies to increase your mental math and give you more number sense.